Welcome to my first Digimon Market Watch. Let's start by talking about New Awakening. Original release date of May 6th has now been delayed for Europe till May 13th and North America till May 27th. This also applies to the Imperial Dramon and Mastamon starter decks. Take this extra time to figure out what you want to play and go ahead and pick up the singles for it. Moving right along into singles, first we have Lucemon Chaos Mode. Since Lucemon Chaos Mode is a level 5, you can use it as a DNA Digivolution piece to make Mastamon, as well as play it off of Mastamon, which then triggers its delete one of your opponent's Tamers or level 6 or lower Digimon. Another level 5 that people are playing in that deck is Magna Angemon. Same reason, it's a level 5. You can use it as a DNA Digivolution piece to make a Mastamon, as well as play it off of Mastamon, which then triggers a Recovery +1. Next, we have Davis Motomiya. This card, you're going to need three of, maybe four, for Imperial Dramon. And it's one of the few tamers that does not have a reprint. And at $16 lowest, it desperately needs one. Next, we have Vmon. This Vmon is not only used for Imperial Dramon, but you also need it for the Armor Evolution deck. Vmon has so many Armor Evolutions. It has got Flame Dramon, Magnamon, Raidmon. I feel like that's it. But this is the only one that you can really fully maximize Magnamon's effect to. If you attack with any other Vmon that is currently out, that Vmon is most likely not going to survive swinging into security. This one can. I guess you can evolve a different Vmon into a different armor form, and if that armor form dies swinging into security, I guess you can evolve Magna Angemon, Magnamon on top of that to unsuspend. But that sounds like a lot of memory. Just swing with this Vmon. It's more likely to survive than the other ones, and then you can evolve it to Magnamon so you can attack again. Or I mean, you could leave it standing because Magnamon is also a blocker. Next, we have Tai Kamiya. Speaking of another tamer that needs a reprint, this one does not have a reprint. All of your red Digimon, four or more Digivolution cards gain security +1. This it's either this or Marcus Damon that you play in the red and black BlackWarGreymon deck coming out. Uh, Marcus, I think, is still really cheap because I don't think there's any other decks that actually play Marcus since its effect only works with Greymon when you attack and you get a memory. This one is more generic, and people do play this a lot because the Black War Greymon deck does attack multiple times. Another card that you need for that deck is the starter deck Greymon that gives you a security +1. This has been trending a little bit downwards, but I would go ahead and pick this up. This card has very few um, printings. It's got the starter deck one, it's got the Tamer Party promo, and then it's got like a championship version, or actually like maybe two championship versions. I don't remember, but you definitely need this. Greymon's one of the better ones for the Black War Greymon deck. And speaking of Black War Greymon, you want to pick up this Black War Greymon as well, because this has a effect that says when attacking, if you attack your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP, unsuspend this Digimon. It is not a once per turn. Um, and because there is a Metal Greymon that's coming out that if it is underneath a Dragonkin, it can attack unsuspended. You can use this to essentially just wipe your opponent's board. Uh, so yeah, this is why this is being bought out. Well, not bought out, but it has essentially doubled in price. It went from 9 to 22 sitting at currently. All right, next we have Pulsemon. Pulsemon has calmed down a lot because of this version actually, Digimon Card Game Fest. Remember when this card was like 40 bucks, 30, 40 bucks when it first came out? Yeah, I would go ahead and pick this up because this is still a great card, and I still see a lot of yellow decks playing this, and I can see a lot of yellow decks in the future playing this because on play, if you have three or more security, you trigger a draw one. If you have three or fewer security, gain one memory. If you have three exactly, get both. It's so good. Go ahead and pick this up. Rise Greymon. This isn't really a card that is needed for set 8. I was just looking forward to set 9 because Rise Greymon does get an X antibody form, which digivolves onto a Rise Greymon for one cost. And when you do, you can play another tamer. So Rise Greymon, you can just spam a bunch of tamers, possibly making a red-yellow hybrid deck later, or maybe even make the Shine Greymon from 1.5 even better, because you can, let's say you make this, play a tamer, make it an X antibody, play another tamer for a one cost. Like that's pretty good. You're just spamming a bunch of tamers. Maybe make a maybe yellow hybrid could be good later. Next, we have Grand Kawagamon, another card that isn't really going to see anything in set 8, but for set 9, you will. Remember when this had that kinda pseudo OTK deck where you Digiburst 2 twice, gave it 3 damage. Basically, it swings for 3 damage. You have the Palmon underneath, and then you make it into a Chaosmon to swing for another 3 damage. Yeah, this is going to come back because in set 9, there is this card, a Grandis Kuwagamon, which evolves a 1 from Grand Kuwagamon, which the main effect that we're looking at is this one. Once per turn, if Grand Kuwagamon or X Antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and unsuspend this Digimon. So you can stack on the effects, evolve into this, and swing twice, which deals you the 6 damage. Um, so yeah, this deck could see play again, and if it does, you definitely want to pick up these Palmons, which are sitting at like $10 right now. I also remember this being like 30, 40 bucks. But this also has a Card Game Fest promo version, just like the Pulsemon does. All right, and that really wraps up the singles. I do have UUTE pulled up, which is the Japanese market, and I do want to look at prices for set 8, just so we know what to expect when it comes out in our market, because our prices are pretty close to these. All right, so first we have Daemon alternate art at $25. I'm not surprised at that. The art does look nice. Here's the Ulforce Vidramon and Daemon, which is a nice little throwback to the V Zero manga. But the reason it's so cheap is this isn't really a finisher. There isn't really any deck that played this currently. Um, and Imperial Dramon Paladin mode only at 30 bucks for the alternate art. I can see that because I think you played like one, maybe two copies of this card, so it's not that highly in demand, even if it does look really good. All right, the regular secret version at $13 and then Paladin mode at $20. Yeah, that sounds about right. Fighter mode. Oh, actually, this is all the alt art version, all the alternate arts in the set. And what stands out is Magnamon at 50, um, Oriyumon at 40, BlackWarGreymon at 50, and Chimeramon at about 35. Let's see. Look at the super rare pricing. Yeah, Digimon's gotten so cheap. Like $3 Imperial Digimon, Fighter Mode, $13 for Magnamon. That's kind of surprising. I don't know if that is that crazy of a deck. I mean, it looks like a newer rookie rush kind of thing that, can survive an extra attack or so. Um, I don't know if it's I mean, some other deck could be playing this. I don't know. Shivamon, this is going to be a really fun deck. If you don't know what it does, if you have all your Digimon suspended, your opponent can't play options. You shut down their option, and with all these new options that like white boards, this is so good. And then every time it unsuspends, you can trash one, which then doesn't trigger anything. So it's a really nice card. BlackWarGreymon, $10. Yeah, the Chimeramon, $20. If this thing actually comes out at like $20 in the US market, go ahead and pick up your playset. This card is so good. It has like what, like four different effects. You can minus power 1000 for every different color underneath. It also gains like 4000, and so it's a 12, basically like a 12k ultimate. And it also is treated as every color for anything underneath it, which gives this card so many possibilities and so many deck building options moving forward with this card. All right, so let's see. Gamamon alternate art. This card is cute. It's got a little Jellymon, I guess is. Oh yeah, there's Angoramon. I thought this was just a patch of grass in the back, but okay. Yeah. Let's see. Flame Dramon 25. Hail Dramon 6. All right, nothing really too exciting here. And then these will most likely be our box toppers. Anything else? Nothing. And here is the Metal Greymon I was talking about that gives the ability to Dragonkin to attack unsuspended. Yeah, it's like the most expensive rare. Oh, and that and I don't think that's his name. Tenogawa. Oh, this is also Google translated. All right, so let's see. These will also probably be our what is this? P dash U. I think this is our alt. These will probably be our box cover as well, and then these are gonna be other alternate arts, and then everything else is uncommon and commons. All right, guys, thanks for watching my first video. Let me know what you guys think. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Peace out.